We're back here once again. This time my promise has been made. Please welcome the history of the krunch Chevrolet 1982 Chevrolet Silverado, currently owned and driven by Dylan Finley of DCR Motorsports out of Conroe, Texas. That's where Ron Nelson is. Originally created by Scott Stevens in 1982, the truck continued to operate under his ownership until selling the entire operation to David Smith of Flame Motorsports in 2001. Smith would eventually become the most recognized owner of the truck, driving until selling the entire operation to Finley in 2018. Meanwhile, krunch is one of the oldest names in the monster truck industry, having competed for over 30 years, 20 years, and becoming a staple in multiple monster truck leagues, including Monster Jam, where the truck has competed in 9 Monster Jam World Finals events and has been featured on various merchandise and video games. The truck also has become a fan favorite for its legacy, as well as its various paint schemes worn over the course of its career. The truck also ran as NWO once and never competed. It appeared on a WCW episode. Wow. The krunch monster truck, originally created in 1982 by Scott Stevens with help from Pablo Huffaker to advise Stevens' first off-road shop, Lone Star. Despite owning the shop, Stevens had a relatively low budget, so he was unable to create a more notable identity in the truck. Luckily, he was able to do it just that with help from TNT Motorsports, who paid for the name change and the design. Because this krunch was able to gain more recognition and would tour frequently with USA Motorsports, leading a partnership with USA and Stevens alongside Coors and building Coors Silver Bullet and brewery jet engine trucks. This helped out with later team finances as well as Huffaker to branch out on his own. That's pretty neat. Several years later, a brand new King Krunch was constructed to compete in the TNT Monster Truck Challenge that was repeatedly modified or changed to be competitive on the racing circuit in 1990. King Krunch received a sponsorship with Auto Value Parts and debuted a new paint scheme. Another chassis would be constructed for the truck in a few years later. At the October show in Pontiac, Michigan in 1994, Jason Childress drove the truck. All right. In 1997, King Krunch would receive a new turquoise and purple paint scheme. That same year, the original chassis would be totaled following a devastating wreck at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This would result in a brand new King Krunch being constructed and competed in the same time for the start of the 1998 season, featuring a Lone Star paint job. One of my favorite paint jobs for the truck. Alright. In 2000, King Krunch would be one of the 16 trucks to be invited to compete in the Monster Jam World Finals 1 in Las Vegas. During the said event, Stevens and the truck would be eliminated in the semifinals round of racing by Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger. The truck would go on to blow its engine in the process, resulting in it being unable to compete in the freestyle competition. Meanwhile, Stevens would continue to drive the truck until his retirement the following year.